Swenson, who is a political analyst and joins me live from London. Greg, I feel like I've seen this headline about a dozen times over the last few years that this is the end of Trump politically. But what are your thoughts? Will this mark a significant blow to Trump and his reelection bid?
Well, it's definitely not good news, that's for sure. The question, Rachel, and it's a good one, is how much it will damage Trump's reelection. This was not a conviction of him personally, obviously, which would have obviously much more dramatic implications, or even prevent him legally from running. But I think it's definitely not good news, and it's just sort of another indication of the chaos, whether it's been created by the president, which often it is, or it's just created by his enemies who have really gone after him from day one. Back when he announced in 2015, they've been looking for something to sort of get him on ever since. And they tried it with the Russia collusion hoax. They tried it with many lawsuits. And I think ultimately, if you follow someone long enough, you'll find some dirt. And I don't think they'll stop after this. That's for sure.
Yeah, and this actually is the first time that he has been gotten, as you say, since he announced he was running for president back in 2015. Trump says that this is a politically motivated witch hunt. Is that how this is viewed?
I think so. It clearly, I can't imagine that it's not politically motivated. You look where it's coming from the Manhattan DA. Many of these people in New York have run and campaigned on the idea of getting Trump, and that was their sort of lead campaign strategy and mission was, I'm going to go after Trump, and that's probably a good election strategy in places like New York. But I think it does show that there is some political motivation. And best example is the raid on Mar-a-Lago, where Trump, prior to the raid, was leading Ron DeSantis by 9 points in the polls. And after the raid, he was leading by 39. So in some ways, this could backfire and create some sympathy for Trump or his organization. I'm not sure it will have the dramatic effect that the raid on Mar-a-Lago did, but it could. Generally speaking, I think this is never good news for a candidate. And even if it's overturned on appeal, I think it's still bad news. And it looks like they definitely got his former CIO and or controller to roll over for and act on behalf of the prosecutors. So definitely not good news.
All right, Greg Swenson in London. Thank you.
Good to be.